someday you'll find a better person for you, and he'll say that he's forever. But let me sing another song about you and go on without an answer. I thought that everything was over, but no one could change the way I feel. I'm not scared anymore. Tomorrow is gone, farewell, don't remember. Bury the life that tore us apart. What does it mean when you say I love you? Even the loneliest know. Pretend that I never called out your name. history of you, learning all the secrets you never knew. Feeding you the product of net, seeping poison into your head, reaping havoc, turning your brown eyes blue. You're not dead, you're just in your head. Can you hear me? Wake up and break away from the machine holding you down, and make up for all the time you lost while you were tied and bound. Up to you, over and out. Lazy, fat and tough with the fear, wasting days to months into years. There's a wake-up call but you cannot hear. They've insulated all of the walls, barred windows and screened all the calls, so I've come to make all the curtains fall. You're not dead, you're just in your head. Can you hear me? Wake up and break away from the machine holding you down, and make up for all the time you lost while you were tied and bound. Up to you, over and out.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I'll call you without you by my side. Spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. I grew stronger, I learned how to get along. Now your breath from outer space just walking to find you here with that sad look upon your face. Change your stupid love, should have made you leave your key. If I had known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Oh, I will survive. Ooh, love, I know how to love. I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my life to give. Now I will survive. God give me strength not to fall apart. Tired of millipedes of my broken heart. Spent so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high. You see me, somebody new. I'm not that same, that little person still in love with you. Say you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free, but now I'll say that all my love been for someone who's loving me. I
ignored, you won't be the same anymore. Anyway, anyhow, bring me back to life. Everything I've done before conscription that I feel in love. Is this the reality or just another dream? Maybe falling, believing, dreaming, or my dead. Everything is gone now. I'm 6 feet under. Regrets and memories for me to wander. Rest in peace, they say to me, but I just wanted to be free. Maybe falling, believing, dreaming, or my
Don't blame me, death, on the shit in your head that you come eat you like a virus for days on end. Watch you decay, watch you waste away. Who'd you think you'd fool, baby, digging your own? So go ahead, yeah, just drop dead. And while you're trying to fool the whole world, don't forget that you'll decay and you'll waste away. You can't cheat death when you're digging your own grave. You're out of line, hurry yourself alive and expect it to be fine. You can't rewind when you're choking on your own, so you're begging for your life. Your bridges are burning and all the tables are turning. You're starting a fire and you're burning up, oh, burning up, 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 burning up, oh, burning up. What you give is what you get, and in your case it's nothing but guilt and regret. And all the flames you kept in your brain came out your lips and sent you straight into your own. You wanna walk and talk and close at best, and I swear I couldn't wait to get you off my chest. And when you asked us why we couldn't look you in your eyes, it's hard to find life in something that's already died. You're out of line, hurry yourself alive and expect it to be fine. You can't rewind when you're choking on your own, so you're begging for your life. Your bridges are burning
color. The city turned from gray to gold. I'm sleeping with your shadow, but now I'm shaking off your ghost. So no more wasted days, addicted to your face. Now I don't want you, and I don't need you anymore. Oh, can't you give me back new records? Throw our memories in the trash. You can keep my sweater. Don't think I'll ever want it back. You let the stitches break. Now it don't feel the same. Now I don't want you, and I don't need you anymore. Oh, hey, hey. Feels like I'm finally living more than ever. Hey, since you've been gone, I never felt so alive. Hell yeah, alright, I ain't missing you. Hey, just give me every drink and every number. Hey, you know I'm only
16 Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Qualifiers.
Hello, nerds, and welcome to the GSL Codes Round of 4. Artosis and Wolf here once again for what is sure to be the best TBT of the year thus far.
Yeah, one of the best TBTs of all time. The real story for these two players is really that they've both made it to Round of 4s before in Korean Star Leagues, but neither of them have ever had a Grand Finals, and that will change tonight.
Yeah, it's a big deal for one of these guys, and, you know, they're both ridiculously good, and especially Kira is quite underrated. Right now, everyone is on the TY hype train, but Kira has been one of the strongest Terrans, very quietly, though, for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Basically, since Legacy of the Void came out, he was showing some of the best games of Crispus play out of anybody.
I've been, I've been echoing this in Pro League over the past few weeks, and also we talked about this a little bit in the Round of 8, but I'm like on the biggest Jin Air Green Wings hype plane right now. Like I'm on it, okay? I'm flying, and I'm really hoping...
You don't have to pay him for that, Jin Air.
They are, ahead in Pro League. They've got every single player in their roster is looking so powerful right now. Like, it really says something that, like, maybe the weakest player in their entire roster is Hyun, that they just picked up. I'm like, well, I mean, that says something about the level of the team.
Yeah, if Hyun is your weakest player, I think you're a pretty good team for sure, yeah.
I mean, Maru is, like, undefeated in Pro League, insanely good player. And Kira is in this team. He's part of this team. He isn't even fielded in Pro League every time.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's got so many good practice partners. He has Maru to train with for this matchup. He's got games to study of TY versus Dream. So I don't think this is going to be a one-sided series, although I do agree TY is the favorite.
Yeah, I definitely do echo all that you said, and it's definitely very important that he has Maru as a training partner because this is one of those situations, again, like when you're looking at, like, okay, who are the best players in the world, it's not always that you get one of each race listed there, but it is always that there are two Terrans and one of them's Maru. Yeah. Just to throw that out there. So, like, before, right, when we had, like, it was like Life, Innovation, Maru, and Hero were the best players in the world for a long time in Heart of the Storm. And it was like, yeah, no, it's those four. And now here we are again, and it's like Dark, TY, Zest, and Maru. So that's like a very good training partner for him to have.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Well, take a look at our round of 4 here. Today we have the TBT. We've already broken that down for you guys a little bit, but on Friday, Tastes will be back for Zest versus Deer, and then our grand finals are going to be at the COEX Auditorium. For a second, I thought it said Sergeant Hammer Bridge. I'm like, finals are going to be at Sergeant Hammer Bridge.
Now, it says StarCraft 2 Sergeant Hammer badge. Is Sergeant Hammer actually in the single player? Because I'm pretty sure it's just a Heroes of the Storm hero.
It's a Heroes of the Storm hero that was based on, I think, like a novel. So, I mean, I don't think she's in the campaign at all. Yeah.
Okay. I read the first StarCraft novel, like the original, like, first one. It was pretty awful, Wolf. I gotta say, it was hard to finish.
I'm sorry to hear it, Artosis, but
I'm not saying the other ones aren't good. You can read them if you want, guys, but in my professional reading opinion, didn't care so much.
Well, guys, we're going to take a look at a video for these two players and how they got to the semis, so check it out.
Wow, that was a bit premature.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so. Here we go.
동욱이는 제가 같은 팀에 있을 때부터 팀원들끼리 기계라고 불렀거든요. 게임 스타일은 자유자재로 좀 바뀌는 것 같아요. 워낙 게임량이 좀 많은 친구다 보니까 그래서 그런 게임 스타일을 파악하는데 중점을 둬야 될 것 같아요.
여기 말고 뒷마당이 더 대박인데요. 저는 대피 훈련도 잘 돼 있어요. 네. 3개 미리에요. 3개 미리하고 있어요. 이게 패전전의 정석이죠. 잡아내면서 라크실에서 지지. 김동욱 선수 라크실에서 정빈에게 총만을 선언합니다. 김동욱씨는 불만 두번 터졌어요. 이번에 지지. 그냥 조성준이의 가려진
16강 때 성욱이 형이랑 게임해보니까 빡세더라고요. 경기하면서 준호 형도 움직임 좋아가지고 빡셀 줄 알았는데 이번에 진짜 준비 열심히 해서 이긴 것 같아요. 이번.
양쪽에서 없이 처음에 진출했던 명령으로 이진영이 해냈습니다. 오늘 경기 상대방의 공격력 전환을 확실하게 뚫어버리면서
그때는 제가 완전 거의 처음 올라가가지고 제가 대회하면서 마인드 컨트롤도 어떻게 해야 되는지 모르고 준비도 그렇게 세세하게 안 했었어요. 지금은 자신감도 많고 실력도 이제 연습하다 보면은 금방 올라갈 것 같아서 네, 지금이 저는 더 좋은 것 같아요. 자신감이랑 실력이랑 둘 다 높기 때문에. 태양이는 워낙 공격적이어서 언제 찌르기가 들어올지 모르는 게 제일 좀 무서운 것 같아요.
팔가스가 돌아가야만 어떻게든 우승하가 줘. 이득보는 싸움이 들어가 싶은데요. EMP까지. 이렇게 이건 더 줘도 돼요. 하나 있고 자 이건 좀 내야 되는데요. 시즌. 정태양이 판단이 빛이 나나요? 정태양이 맞는데요. 정태양이 올라가는데요.
3대0으로 질 줄은 질 거란 생각은 했었는데 3대0으로 이길 거란 생각은 하나도 하지 않고 왔거든요. 그래가지고 좀 제가 스스로도 좀 놀랐고 좀 이번 시즌이 제게 좀 운이 따라주는 시즌인 것 같다는 생각이 많이 들었어요.
돌아갑니다. 4루 위치. 자 이렇게 되면 한주원이 합니다. 한주원. 마지막에 너무 흥분한 나머지.
제 목표의 끝이 아니고 결승 진출을 32강 때부터 생각을 하고 계속 달려왔기 때문에 긴장의 끈을 좀 놓지 않으려고 해요.
Your champion. Who's looking? It's over. GG Intel Extreme Masters Champion.
일단 정말 미안한데 너는 좋은 아이지만 이번 결승전의 티켓을 내가 갖고 가고 싶고.
태양아 8게임단 때 1년 가까이 같이 생활했는데 그땐 참 재밌었지만 지금은 이제 결승으로 가는 관문인데 태양아 너는 프로리그 잘하고 있잖아. 나는 잊고 싶은 기억이 너무 많아서 나한테 양보했으면 좋겠다.
동우가 네가 게이머 한 1000일 동안 결승을 못 가봤지만 앞으로 많은 시간이 남아있잖아. 근데 나는 거의 못 가본 지 거의 한 3000일이 넘는 것 같아. 그러니까 이번엔 좀 양보해서 내가 결승에 갈 수 있게 좀 도와줬으면 좋겠다. 사랑한다.
세미파이널 매치 1.
Yo, Jung, So Jung.
GSL 첫 번째
How does it go, Jung?
Hey guys, this is Yo Jung, So Jung. I am here with both coaches, not the players. I've actually asked their IDs, and the nickname for the KT's coach is Harry, spells H-E-R-Y, and the juniors coach is H-E-R-V, Herb. So I am going to be talking to the coaches. Hello guys.
안녕하세요.
I guess you're familiar with the KT roster coach.
Yeah, he was a StarCraft 1 pro.
Right. And they've been watching the players the closest. Let's see how they feel. Players, I guess. He says from a week ago, the Cure, that he's been preparing for this match. Well, as a team, they try to help Cure prepare for the individual league as much as possible in a comfortable state, and condition-wise, he's very good, in a good state, and you guys can look forward to the games, definitely. And in round of 8,
또 전폭적인 김유지 선수의 지원 같은 것이 화제가 됐었거든요.
SOS's help
연습이 어떻게 준비가 좀
was
어떻게
very
됐었나요?
noticeable, I guess.
이번에도 저번처럼
And last time, like last time, Maru
거의 뭐 전담이거든요. 그냥
was just like helping him. Maru is just his go-to Terran player. He helped him a lot.
자, 이번에는 김윤아 코치님.
Great
And
person
now,
to have
자,
help you.
전태환 선수
And now
인터뷰에서
Harry.
간절함이 잘 느껴졌습니다. 오늘
We could
컨디션은
feel
어떻게
that
될까요?
desperation from TY's interview.
저녁부터 푹 자고 잘
Well, TY has been sleeping well since last night, and he looks really well. He looks as if he's doing well.
그럼에도
And
오늘
TY's
정말 중요한 경기이기
TVT
때문에
looks
방심하지
very
않고
good.
준비했을 것 같거든요. 준비는 어떻게 됐어요?
이 4강에서 만날 상대 선수 정도면은 절대 방심할 일은 없을 것 같고.
Well, I don't think he will let his guard down
정말
for
열심히
his
최선을
semifinals
다했고,
opponents,
MVP
and he's going to do his best.
김동원 선수와 고병진
And he
선수가
played
도와줬고,
with
저희 팀 역시 동료 정진 선수가 가장
Axion's,
많이
who was it?
서로 많은 얘기를
Kim Do-won,
했고
I forgot.
오늘 경기 뭐
I'm
무리
sorry.
없이 잘
Kim Do-won from
네,
Axiom.
이렇게 두 코치님 이야기 들어보니까
me-
준비만
Oh,
좀
Do-won, yeah,
확실하게
that's
계속
young.
해온 것 같은데요.
I'm sorry, I
Very
missed,
strong
개인적인
Terran
right.
player.
사실 좀 궁금하네요.
Missed out the interview.
솔직히 오랫동안 함께 해보시면서 약간 그런 감정들이 생길 것 같은데 이번에 다시 한번 재도전하는 걸 보면서
Well, it's been a long time with the coach watching Cure
2년
prepare
전에
for this.
4강전에서
And 2 years ago, Cure was
떨어졌거든요.
in semifinals, and
근데
he
그러고
failed to go to
나서
finals.
시간이 지나면서 좀 폼이 좀 떨어지는 모습을
And it seemed that he was maybe going through a long slump, I guess.
많이 하고
네.
많이 힘들었어요.
And he was having a hard time himself.
스스로 이렇게 연습량이나
But
이런 걸로 극복을 많이 해서
He tried to come over it
굉장히
himself, trying to practice
끌어올린 게
more.
대견스럽고
And he says, I'm very proud of himself,
그래서 너무 듬직합니다.
and I'm just
네.
proud of himself overall.
이렇게 하태준 코치님의 생각도
Well, this is
또
Coach
마찬가지로 응원을
Herb's.
하고 있는 마음이 느껴지죠. 자, 김민환 코치님
And now
3,000일이
back to Harry.
넘었다고
And it's been about 3,000 days for TY to go to finals.
어떤
It's a
마음인가요?
long time.
Yeah.
때로는 안쓰럽지만 그래도
Well,
정태환 선수 역시 끝까지 포기하지 않고
I too feel bad, but he didn't give up. And when I just see him, he is a veteran, and I too feel proud of him. I feel thankful for him too.
4강에서
And last year,
엄청 아쉬워했는데
semifinals, I just see him feeling bad for himself, and that's why he prepared much more, and that's why I feel that
자,
he will take
오늘
the victory
김도욱
tonight.
선수와 전태환 선수 누가 결승에 올라가든
don't
납득이
know
되는 그런
who will
선수들이기
take
때문에 이
the ticket to the
서로에 대한
finals,
경쟁이 심했을 것
but
같은데요.
you know,
자, 먼저
we
김도욱
don't
선수,
know.
전태환 선수 어떻게
But
생각하는 것 같아요?
whoever takes it will take it,
그냥
and I think it's pretty much
자기가
understandable.
꺾고 올라갔을 때 인정받을 만한 좋은 상대인 것 같고
And he says that
뭐 스타일 같은
if
거는
TY
저희
wins
팀
over Cure,
성적이랑도
he's an
비슷하기도
understandable
하고 해서
opponent.
충분히 이기고 올라갈 수 있는
But
상대라고
he's like he
그리고
thinks that
아까
he's
보니까 3000일 동안 못
he can
올라갔다고
win
했는데
against
사람이
TY,
안
but
되는
he's
건
like
포기하지
Maru.
말아야 돼가지고 3000일 정도 했으면은
네.
이제 그만해야 되지 않나.
And he says you should give up because you've done it for 3,000 days. It's about time you gave up.
도발을 먼저 해주셔서
Oh, so cruel.
코치님 혹시 흔들리세요?
아닙니다.
네. 자, 전태환
Look
선수가
at TY,
듣고
he's just
있어요.
smiling, he's
어떻게
listening, you know.
생각하시는지.
태양이가
네.
좀 엄살일 수도 있는데 어떤 선수를 만나든 다 되게 방심하지 않고
You know, TY just doesn't let go. He just practice really hard, no matter who he goes against.
무섭게 생각은 하고 있는데
Cure
속으로는
does
솔직히
fear
좀
him, but I
아닌 것
think
같아요.
on the inside he doesn't really fear
그리고
Cure at
무엇보다
all.
오늘 저도 막
So
이렇게 3,000일, 1,000일 얘기가 왔다 갔다 하는데
I see
태양이가
1,000 days,
3,000일도 할수
3,000 days, but you know, I think TY can show what 3,000 days can show.
느껴지는데요. 자, 두
Well
코치님들을
said.
통해서 양진영의 기세를 한번
But anyways, we were able to check out what the both players think. Let's see what the scores will be.
저는 4대2 정도
4-2, I guess,
거고요.
for Jenner.
네, 그렇습니다.
I think
네.
4-1 for
하태준
myself.
코치님은 4대2를 예상하셨는데요. 김윤환 코치님.
For TY, I don't know.
아무래도 동작전이다 보니까 압도적인
And KT
스코어도
says
스코어는 안 나올 것 같고 저도 4대2 예상하고
He says 4-2. What about you, Dan?
네. 자,
Me?
그
I'm thinking it's going to be a
4대2로
TY
우리
victory,
선수가 이길
4-2
것이다,
or
이렇게
4-3.
I'm gonna go for 4-1 with TY victory.
Wow,
Let's
that's-
ask for Wolf.
That's a strong statement there, Sojung.
멋지게 응원의 한마디를 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 이번에
4-3 with TY. So we all have TY and win. But anyways,
일단 오늘
TY,
끊어서 꼭 이기고
let's just go for a good start. Zest will advance. Let's go for a team kill.
팀킬을 벌써부터 생각하고 계신데요. 자, 하태준 코치님.
도가 내가 그동안 너 지켜보면서
I've been watching you.
사실 좀 불안한 모습이 많이 보였는데
I've been
최근에는
seeing you being unstable, but recently
마음 놓고 게임 볼 수 있을 정도로 네가 많이 경기력이 좋아진 것 같아서
you have been
오늘 네가
playing really
쉽게 이길 수
well
있을 것 같아.
because I've been able to watch your games comfortably. I hope you make it to the finals. See you get the victory cup. Anyways, these were the comments coming from the both coaches, and I think it was all thanks to these coaches. And I think we have a score of 4-1, 4-2, 4-3 with TY and Lee. I think the predictions, and I will hand it over to Wolf. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Sojung. I can't believe you hate Kier so much, but what can we do?
All right, it's time to talk about this semifinal Ortosis.
Let's talk about it. What do you want to talk about it?
Do you know why I predicted this a 4-3?
Why is
Because both times these guys were in the semifinals, they both lost in the 7th game. TY lost to Biel in Game 7 on Terraform.
Sure.
And I can't remember what map Pure lost Innovation on, but it was a Game 7 as well. It's got to be another Game 7, right? Deadwing, actually.
Yes. Okay, that's fair, and I think that their skills are somewhat near each other's, but I just, like, TY is so good right now, and the thing is, like, he's even better than I thought he was. I just found this out this week, that he was even stronger than I thought in his match against Dark, because I really look at him as one of the best, but when I look at what I perceive as his style going up against Dark, I actually, Brendan and I were talking about it before you casted that Pro League match. He's like, who do you think's going to win? I'm like, well, Dark's going to take it. You know, he's like, TY outsmarts people, outplays them with some multitasking stuff. Thing is, Dark won't screw up and has like brute force macro, and that's where it's going to be hard for TY to stop, right? That's why he has a harder time maybe against something like that. And then I watched the game this morning, and like, TY showed such power against that brute force. Like, if he had attacked 5 seconds later with the 1-1 stim timing push, where 1-1 and stim was just barely not done when Dark engaged him, he like lost his whole army there. His build was based around that attack with the 2 harassments at the same time. If he had had 1-1 in stim, I think he wins that game for sure, because he still almost had it. And Dark played like a god. And this like level, like, I was more impressed with that loss than most of his wins. Like, the fact that he still made it such a good game against Dark, I was like blown away. This guy is so damn good.
He's really at the best he's ever been right now.
By miles, I think. It's like, the way that he's playing right now, he's so intelligent. He always knows where to go. He keeps up on his macro. His multitasking is top tier. It's fantastic. But Cure is no slouch. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely not. Cure is so strong right now too, and I really have to go back to, he's had so many games of TY to study in the TVT. We saw just earlier on the maps, or the previous like data screen on the recent TVTs. Like, TY has played way more than Cure has, and he's played way more recent games, especially games versus Dream. You know, just last week.
That's
Cure
true.
Can study this.
Now, to be fair, Cure did lose to Bomber on Orbital Shipyard earlier this week, and or was that last week?
I think
maybe?
it was last week.
I think it was last week. Yeah. Anyways, you know, Cure, like, that match, that game, Bomber's very good TVT. People forget this, that, like, Bomber is in very good shape right now.
Yeah,
like,
he really
we shouldn't like discount Cure because of this loss to Bomber. And even though he like got behind, it was like a doom drop that got him behind, and then he had some good moves and still fought back, but ended up losing. You know, but still, like, I don't think we can discount him for that, and I think a lot of people are looking at me like, well, I mean, he lost to Bomber and TY 3-0 Dream, and it's like, okay, listen. Dream is exactly the type of player that Bomber will always beat.
Yeah.
Okay?
And
I mean, that TY will always beat.
Yeah. And I feel like that was a best of one anyways. Like, it's a Pro League match. Not to say those are like throwaway games and they don't matter, but I mean, this is one of those things where you can't take too much stake into that. I feel like looking at the more recent game with Dream and TY is much more valuable data.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think we found definitely some holes in TY's play, though, in last week's matches. His inability to finish games when he's ahead on bigger maps definitely is one of his biggest weaknesses I think that Cure can pick out. Also, Maru's been showing us a lot more all-ins in the TVT matchup. I feel like we're going to see a lot more interesting all-ins and early pushes from Cure than we are from TY in this matchup.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because Cure in TVT generally tends towards at least pressure, oftentimes tech off of one base.
Yeah.
You know, just like 1 to 2 gases, a lot of pressure into double command center. So definitely, I think we will see more of that here today out of him. I just don't know if any of it will really damage TY.
TY is like the unbreakable mountain. Like they called him like the light.
Light.
Like that's basically what they have.
Like at the end of the
like
tunnel
the
or something.
Like he's like the face of macro and defending all ins. Like he just will not be broken. Like he cannot be shattered. He's like the sun. You can't touch him or you're gonna get burned. And we'll see if Cure can actually break through that defense. Dust Towers is going to be our first map here, guys. Spread the word about this best of 7. Let's jump into game number 1.
All right, down in the bottom left, perhaps the underdog of this match.
Gmail Green Wings, Cure.
Hey guys. Looks like that anime smart guy that pushes his glasses up while there's shade over his eyes.
Exactly. It's definitely what he looks like, man. His opponent in red on the top of Dust Towers, though.
KT Roster, TY.
A very intelligent Terran player. Definitely not winning any points with that pose on his opening shot, but
looks a lot like Nesty to me.
Yeah?
I only see people for their intelligence, Wolf.
I'm really excited about this. I actually haven't felt this emotional about a semi since TY played against Biel and lost that final game on Terraform.
Oh, yeah?
Because I look at this, and both these players have never had a finals. Now, like, what does that mean for both of these players? Like, TY has played for a decade. He was one of the youngest players to, I think he's played like 11 years now. Like, he's played longer than almost anybody else, and he's never had a finals, not even like a finals.
Was he picked up in 2008? Am I maybe a little bit off? Maybe it was 2007.
I think he was like playing on an amateur league that was actually meant for like kids in like 2006, and I think he got picked up by We Made in 2007. I want to say
it was 2007 or 2008, if I recall correctly. I believe it was 2007. Now that I'm really scattering my
about a decade of pro gaming years, right? But Cure hasn't been playing as much. So TY said like in his interviews in the opening VCR saying, okay, give this to me. Like I deserve this more than you. But if you look at where Cure's at, I feel like he just doesn't have the recognition that TY has. This means a lot to him too because he needs to prove that he's actually a top tier Terran player. Because even though we know he is, I feel like the fans just haven't accepted him as one of the best Terrans in the world yet. They just haven't.
He in that way is somewhat like Byung, where Byung was like, hey, I'm like one of the only 3 Terrans in the world that can make it into Code S for a year. No one cared.
Yeah.
No one cared. No fans. Okay. So I definitely agree with you there. Like, Cure was not getting the love. People thought Here was going to stomp him. They're just like, oh, I don't know. He's somehow in the round of 8. No. This guy has been playing his ass off, and he's super good, and he's like a very safe macro Terran. He's very smart. Thing is, he hasn't had a ton of pro league exposure. He hasn't been getting deep in leagues, especially recently.
Yeah.
It's hard to create like a narrative for him in your head. Like, even when I try to describe his play, it's not as cut and dry a lot of these other, right? Like, Zest is perfect. Dark is like a macro powerhouse, right?
And an intelligent, like, meta maker. Like,
absolutely, yeah. TY, he's brilliant. He's just smarter than everyone. Cure, it's like some mixture of all of that.
Yeah.
Which is why he's so great.
he's the all-around character in Mario Tennis, you know? Like
something like that, yeah. If he's a Mario Kart, he's
medium, you know?
Yeah, he's like
he's
Mario,
not a heavy
right?
kart, he's not a light kart, he's like Mario or Luigi.
Yeah,
he's Luigi because he's on the green wings, okay? Like, he is the Luigi.
He takes turns well, and he can book it down a straightaway, okay?
Yeah.
Not the fastest, not the best turner. Okay.
If he gets hit by a red shell, like, he will recover pretty quickly, but not as quickly as like Yoshi, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly. His Excel is just not quite the best Excel, but it's still very good Excel.
Yeah. Well, take a look at this game. We have Cloak Banshees coming out pretty delayed from Cure, and TY, on the other hand, went for a very fast third CC. He's actually going to come in here and scout the Cloak research as well. This is huge.
This is a giant scout, man. Now, okay, yeah, he's seen enough with this Reaper to basically know exactly what's going on. In the meantime, we do have Hellions kind of poking here for Cure.
Yeah, he's trying to get some Marine damage done. He's been working on this the whole game. He's damaged a lot of these Marines, so if he gets 1 or 2 more good Hellion shots, or hey, if the Banshee just straight up fights the units and he doesn't have a scan, he can kill so much with this because all those Marines are low. I mean, this is a really scary situation. There's no turret for TY.
And look at this. Cure is going into that 3rd CC quicker than TY as well. So TY has to defend this extremely well, or Cure is going to be able to have a nice advantage off of it.
Yeah.
And Cure definitely does like plays like this, getting early tech. This time not off 1 base, off of 2, but it's still kind of doing that same type of thing.
Oh man, I thought for a second there he was going to double scan. He does not. It will force a second scan regardless. That Raven isn't out yet. He can actually kill a few Marines here if he chooses to, and I think that's a smart choice, and he absolutely will. There's the scan with the Cyclone and Viking. He easily cleans this. And as you were mentioning, yeah, Cure has that 3rd CC on the low ground. TY just finished making his 3rd into an orbital, I believe, but he's like, you know, he doesn't have it landed, so he's not going to have that faster saturation. Yeah, and this is a thing, too. Like, TY plays a little bit more defensively when he goes 3 CCs a lot of the time, where it doesn't land quite as quickly. But Cure, like, the player who is aggressive has the initiative with the expansions. You know what I mean? Where, like, he's going to have SCVs there in a couple seconds. And he's going to be mining. Right now, we look at the SCV count. It is slightly TY favored, but you know, he's going to have to lift up and go down there, and if Cure keeps up that pressure, who knows? Maybe he can get a few more. He's even got this Reaper over here to spot exactly when the CC is going to be landed, and he's got several tanks at home. And when looking at the upgrades, Cure also has a slightly faster stim, which could become important if he wants to do an aggressive move. I think the aggression was basically over for now, though, as this Reaper will scout the CC being planted, delays the Reaper mining briefly, or rather the Mule mining, and will go down, but upgrades as well, you know, a faster +1 for Cure, so he's kind of ahead in almost every way, just slightly. Yeah, this is cool, though. It's pretty darn close. 55 SCVs against 53. The army supply is pretty similar overall. The one thing that you can really see is that Cure has been practicing a lot with Maru. Maru, over every other Terran in this matchup, is focusing on Viking count early on and making sure no matter what, he has more Vikings. And we see that out of Cure here. So all of TY's harassment that we're about to see should be pushed back with ease by Cure. Yeah, 4 Vikings already is basically got a fleet. You can use this Raven to PDD to allow the drops to unload, and I think that's what we're going to see here. And you may actually be able to find a reactor with this, and Cure doesn't see it either, so you might even be able to save that PDD for a while. Okay, now he knows. Well, he's actually getting into position here. He's going to be able to siege up his tank, and the SCV's being pulled already. A couple of auto turrets coming down. Don't forget, they do pretty sick damage. Yeah, they're just really buffering for these tanks. The tanks will stay alive here, and this is a ton of damage being done despite all the Vikings. They just weren't in position, and he's just going to continue to kill a refinery here. So much lost mining time, and actually could just save this tank whenever he feels like picking up and getting out. And can save the Marine as well. Yeah, he can save that Marine. He can save both of them, in fact, and will do so. You know, it's so interesting because looking at this, that was definitely nice by TY. He definitely has a slight advantage now. But if those Vikings were in a better position, Cure would have an advantage. Yeah, it's kind of a really lucky situation for TY, I'd say. He had the Raven, which could have maybe helped him secure dropping those off, but it would have been like so greedy, and it definitely would not have gone as well. TY already showing 2 sensor towers coming up here because this is what he does. He will not die to any pressure. He will not die or be surprised even by any drops coming across the map. He is the most defensive and impenetrable Terran we've ever had. The only Terran that even like when we had that Blink Stalker meta with the Mothership core at the beginning of Heart of the Swarm, like he was the only Terran that was actually beating that all in and defending it. At one time, even with a sensor tower on like 1 base. So yeah. He's so... That's right. I remember that actually. He absolutely would do that. I remember specifically that game. It was that snow map. Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, that is who TY is. This is a very technical player and definitely is very good at these defensive types of styles. And right now, looking at this game, still, it's very, very close. These guys going toe-to-toe, and this is where we get to find out who is truly better at outmaneuvering their opponents, because that's what TY's strength is. But so far as like the build orders go and everything, I've liked how Cure has played this game a lot. Yeah, he's really... I think, like what you mentioned before, taking a page out of Mara's book, and I think we're going to see more of the same out of him in this best of 7 because Mara has shown such great success in TVT despite it being mostly in Pro League, and he's a great practice partner. Everyone says so, even though he doesn't have like the most outgoing personality in interviews and things of that nature. Like, he's definitely a great practice partner to have on your team. And I feel like there's a lot more versatility in the builds you've seen from Maru versus what TY has shown. He's much more of a defensive player looking for the late game engages. But I think if Kira can try to find a way to break through, which seems impossible versus TY, but still just showing cool build orders like this, the Banshee opener, for example, is how he's going to win this series if he does.
Well, right now they are very, very even. We do have Kira actually coming up looking for an engagement. Does end up getting that Cyclone, but TY hightails it out of there.
Good scan there as well to force another pickup. Even though he has a sensor tower, though, there's nothing in position here to defend. He has to send units back home in those medevacs. In fact, 2 tanks coming up now. But he unloads only half of the medevacs, and now we'll hit the backdoor expansion as well. Units are on standby for TY. This shouldn't get much damage done. In fact, may end up losing medevacs here if he doesn't get out. Loses one, and the second one, very dangerous position.
Some really nice moves by Kira. None of this is like getting like huge advantages or anything, but one thing I do want to point out is that Kira has taken over being the aggressor basically the entire time, like keeping his tanks out further on the map, and that's taking away from TY what he is best at. So I'm a little bit nervous for TY right now with the type of strength that Kira is showing on the map.
Yeah, and
not just for this game, for this series, because this is what TY wants to be doing.
And looking at what he's been able to accomplish with that drop, he killed a few SCVs, but the bigger story is he was able to take map control. Despite the sensor towers that were all across the map, he killed one and nearly got into a kind of an unstoppable position on top of this planetary. He's now going to reposition away from that as a sensor tower is replaced. TY going to continue to invest in those. And at this point for Kira, it's kind of an awkward moment where you're in the middle of the map and you don't have an edge to attack. Looks like TY's going to commit to this engage. The tanks receives up much faster for Kira.
Man, a beautiful concave there by TY. What a snap decision there, and it does pay off. Definitely TY getting the better edge of that.
Yeah, definitely so. Kira was just going to have to hold his ground there. There's no way he could have picked up or he would have actually lost the tanks on the medevacs. We just see another attack over here from TY, and Kira doesn't have as many sensor towers set up himself, so he's not always going to be able to see these coming. But the point I was alluding to before we had that fight is it's hard for Kira to actually make any sort of harass happen here. He just kind of has to slowly push across the map because with all these sensor towers, anything he does, TY is going to see first.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And this is how TY plays. This is how he really goes about outmaneuvering people. But as of so far, like, this game is still extremely even. Can't really give the edge to anyone. Like, you can do things like look at supply numbers. That's not really going to tell the story as much. They're both on 4 bases. They both have armies that if you screw up will kill you.
No.
That's what's important here.
This drop spotted very late here for Kira, sending only a few Marines. That's not even going to be half what he needs to defend this. And this will actually siege up the production, will kill several reactors. Look at this huge stim, and siege tanks are coming back. He's actually going to commit to the defense. And TY may be able to even escape here.
It looks like he will try to back out of here, leaving some of the Marines, in fact, just ferrying everything down a bit. The siege tanks, though, will be picked back up, and TY rallying across. He has another big army coming down towards the fort.
And it looks like he's going to have to lose this army. There's no way he can escape with all these stimmed Marines. Meanwhile, though, like you said, he's on this planetary, on the 4th base, with a lot of this army. He sniped the main CC and killed a lot of the production, so it's going to be hard for Kira to recover from this. He needs to actually kill the majority of TY's army somehow, otherwise he's just going to be behind.
Now, this is a very tight little choke point. This could backfire. If we have some really great siege tank shots coming out of Kira, he could blow up this army, but as of right now, TY has taken a great initiative here, pushing into this 4th base so strong.
Oh, this might be the worst time possible for TY to lift half of his tanks, and Kira is going to push through here, but he does grab those tanks on the high ground. That will force Kira to reposition. We are dead even in all aspects in this game. The only thing missing is that 5th base for Kira is being planted, but he lost his main CC, so kind of like he traded one CC for another there, but he's going to have that mining first. And this is just crazy how awesome this series is going to turn out to be if every game looks like this.
No, seriously, this is madness right now. But look at this. He does turn on those Marines and actually takes down a couple of these medevacs. We do have Kira continuing to push forward here. And TY has a chunk of his army behind the enemy lines.
Yeah, TY has +2 for his tanks and +3/3, keep in mind, and he's actually going to get on top of this planetary. There's nothing to defend here.